introduction, Zimbabwe is a landlocked country located in Southeast Africa, roughly containing 16.9 million people. However, Zimbabwe has been struggling with constant inflation during these years. This issue mainly caused by the government, which often resorted in printing more money to cover their budget deficits. Therefore, the objective of this assignment is to identify and explain the main cause of inflation in Zimbabwe right now. Next, I will be explaining about the causes of inflation in Zimbabwe. There are 4 causes, which is excessive money printing, fiscal deficits and government spending, corruption and rent-seeking, and lastly, loss of confidence in the currency. Excessive money printing refers to the creation of large amount of money by central bank without corresponding increase in goods and services in the economy. Zimbabwe government faced chronic budget deficits due to large public sector wage bills, declining tax revenues, and shrinking economy, costly political military expenditures. Next, fiscal deficits and government spending. Heavy spending on public wages, subsidies, and political program was not supported by the productivity tax revenue can cause inflation. Also, persistent deficits put pressure on the central bank to create money. Next, miscalculation of resources and corruption reduce productive investment and efficiency, worsening inflationary pressures. Corruption is the abuse of public office for private gain, while rent-seeking refers to using political power or influence to obtain economic benefits without creating new wealth. And lastly is the loss of confidence in the currency. Citizens and businesses avoided holding local currency, preferring US dollars. This increased the velocity of money, worsening inflation. Confidence eroded due to repeated episodes of excessive money printing and policy lack of bank independence. People expected currency to get worse, so they stopped using it. As confidence declined, households and firms preferred US dollar more than Zimbabwe dollar.
Next, we're gonna move to the effects of inflation. There are 7 effects of inflation. The first one is effect on banking sector. With fewer people in informal employment, banks face liquidity problems as savings and loan repayments decline. This situation forced banks to downsize and reducing the banking workforce. Second one is effect on agriculture sector. The agricultural sector in Zimbabwe employs many people but faces serious challenges due to labor shortage caused by rural to urban migration, economic instability, and an aging rural population. The third one is effect on workers. In Zimbabwe, all working population is caused by high unemployment, widespread informal work, and the migration of skilled workers that negatively affected workers' life.
Next, effect on currency exchange. Zimbabwe too rely on imports lead to shortage of foreign exchange, black market, high inflation, and falling local currency values. Next, effect on health. The exchange of skilled health workers have weakened health system, lead to poor quality care, high illness, and also death rates. Next, effect on poverty. High unemployment, especially among young people, lead to theft, drug, and other illegal activities to survive. Last but not least, effect on crime. Many people earn income and struggle to afford basic needs, lead to extreme poverty, especially in rural area.
Policy implementation. Zimbabwe has introduced several economic policies to address macroeconomic problems. As a result, policy implementation mainly focus on establishing the economy, controlling inflation, and managing economic activities more carefully. 4.1 Monetary policy. This study used data from publicly available sources including Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, the South African Reserve Bank, the World Bank, and the International Monetary Fund. 4.2 Fiscal policy. Fiscal policy in Zimbabwe focus on managing government spending and increasing revenue budget deficits. One important fiscal policy measure is controlling government expenditure. And the last is 5.0 Conclusion. In conclusion, Zimbabwe's low working population is largely driven by high unemployment, a weak and shrinking formal economy, and the continuous immigration of skilled workers seeking better opportunities abroad. In response, the government has introduced policies aimed at economic recovery, job creation, skills development, and social protection.